Dustin May now available. First question's from Alanna. Go ahead.
Dustin, what was it like to come out of the bullpen and take the mound here in Texas, just a few miles away from your hometown?
No, it was exciting. I mean, anytime to be able to come out and get the job done, it doesn't really matter the situation. Just to be able to go out and compete is always fun. Being close to home, having family at the game was really exciting too.
It didn't seem like it was a postseason experience to you. It seemed like it was just some normal Tuesday in April, 6 up, 6 down. How pleased are you with how efficient and effective you were in your outing?
No, I was super pleased. I was executing well. Made a couple big pitches. JT made a really good play. All around, it was a pretty good outing.
I'm not certain if you knew going into your outing if it was going to look like a side session for you or how long they were going to let you go. What was the conversation prior to you taking the mound?
I mean, I had talked with Doc and Pryor a little bit. I mean, they said that I was almost positive going to go in. They didn't really give me an idea on how long. They just kind of said, be ready. And that's kind of how it is for me going forward. I'm not really exactly sure when I'm going to throw yet, but they just kind of said, stay ready, and I'll be ready whenever my name's called.
How do you mentally prepare yourself for that? It's one thing to physically be ready to take the ball at any moment, but how do you get your head wrapped around that, not necessarily certain of when you're coming into the game?
Well, I mean, I just kind of look at it as like a bullpen outing like I did last year. I mean, you just gotta stay prepared, and you got to get all your stuff done before the game to make sure that you're ready during the game. And that's kind of the way that I've been looking at it, and it's been successful so far.
In that game one, you were part of a bullpen that was incredibly exceptional. One hit given up between all of you. What can you make of the job that the bullpen in general did in game one?
No, I mean, like all year, we've been pretty solid. I mean, we came out last night, guns blazing. I mean, we came out and executed our pitches and got the guys out that we went in to go and get out. And I mean, we threw the ball very well.
Thank you.
Next question is from Dave Valsay. Go ahead.
Dustin, how much did the preparation of coming out of the bullpen help get you ready for a situation like last night?
I mean, I've been pretty used to it. I mean, with last year, I was in the bullpen for a little over a month, so it really got my head into the right thought process of coming out of the bullpen and being able to start, and how the two thought processes going into the game are a little different, and just being able to stay prepared and be ready to go whenever your name is called is probably the biggest thing. And I mean, I actually really enjoy the bullpen, and I really enjoy starting. So, I mean, whenever my name's called for whatever I got to do, I'm going to go do.
I saw you in the bullpen in the second inning starting to go through somewhat of your start routine. Is that something that you're going to do moving forward, or was it just specific for whatever was planned for last night?
I mean, for me, it was pretty much just be ready whenever my name was called last night, and I had to get up and get moving just in case that my name was called in the second inning. And then Walker threw out of it, which was phenomenal for us. Him being able to go 4 was pretty solid. And then us being able to go in and go 5 and close the door was pretty good too.
Hey, Dustin, I did see the parents in the stands last night. Did you have any interaction face-to-face with your parents, or was it just knowing that they were here?
No, I did not get to talk to them face-to-face. No, I knew they were coming, and I saw them when they were up there when I was walking out, but that was all.
Very lonely. Thanks.
Uh-huh.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Dustin, how long do you expect to be down for? Is it the type of thing where you can maybe bounce back and pitch tomorrow?
I mean, I'm ready to go whenever my name's called. I could throw tonight if needed. I don't foresee it, but I mean, I could if my name is called. I'm ready to go.
And when you're facing a team for the fourth time in like 2 months, when you go into that outing last night, are you making any adjustments, or is it just here's my stuff and do what you can with it?
That's pretty much what I do every outing that I go out. I mean, I don't really like to change. I like to go out and establish early, and I mean that's kind of my go-to when I throw. And I mean, I just go out there and pretty much, like you said, just here it is, hit it if you can.
And I know you mentioned that you didn't get to see your parents face to face, but just pitching in front of them, does that add anything to like you being out there? Does that make you any more excited? Does it add any intensity at all?
Well, I mean, with the way that this season has went, I mean, being able to have my girlfriend and my family in the stands for the first time, it was definitely pretty cool. I mean, having people cheering you on, except for the crowd noise that the speakers play is pretty cool too.
Thank you.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dustin, explain that to me a little bit. Were your mom and dad part of the quarantine?
No. So what they did, they just allowed the parents they get wristbands and they just go sit in the stands and they sit apart from each other. We're not allowed to be face to face with them or anything like that. So we're not going to be able to talk to them until after the World Series or whenever we get to. So that's kind of the situation there. But I mean, it was still nice knowing that they were there.
And are they planning to come to every game for as long as you're here?
They're going to plan on coming to as many games as they can. Some with their work schedules might not work out, but for the most part, yes.
Thanks, Dustin.
Next question is from Ken Gurnick. Go ahead.
There we go. Hey, Dustin, in years past, a lot of young pitchers would view relief work as almost a demotion, that you weren't good enough to be a starter. But that seems to have changed. And I just wondered about your mental approach. How long did it take you to get used to the fact that you might be back and forth and that it was okay?
No, as long as I'm up here and I'm getting to contribute to the team, it does not matter what role I'm in. I'm just excited to be able to be up here and help contribute to a win. I mean, that's my job, and I'm going to do it as long as I can.
Thanks.
Next question from Rowan Kavner. Go ahead.
Hey, Dustin, you talked about your parents and girlfriend being here. Just how strange is it to be this close to home and not be able to go do the things you might normally if you were this close to home?
No, it's definitely weird, but this whole year and whole COVID situation has been weird. So just kind of being able to live off the kind of seat of your pants and being able to just like kind of go with the flow is kind of the way that the year has been. So it's kind of getting more normal as the year goes on.
And how would you describe after, getting to have that postseason experience last year, and obviously there's a ton of fans, it's a different kind of atmosphere. How would you compare how that felt to coming in yesterday and just kind of the nerves and the environment of that?
No, I mean, it's still the postseason. I mean, you got to come in and, I mean, you're still in a game situation. It's, I mean, 2 more wins or 3 losses, you're going home. It doesn't matter what the situation is now. I mean, you got to go out and you got to compete, you got to win. That's what it's all about in October. And our team's super excited to be here and be in the situation that we put ourselves in.
Thanks.
Next question is from Maria Torres. Go ahead.
Hey, Dustin. What do you remember best about your time with John Herrick as your coach?
I mean, he was hard. I had him for 3 years. He was definitely a hard head. It was his way or the highway in high school. So I mean, it was nice getting that vibe because I was the same way growing up with my dad. It was their way or no way. A lot of running, a lot of conditioning, a lot of punishments for players and whatnot for people messing up. But I mean, I definitely enjoyed it. He was a great coach, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
You guys still keep in touch pretty regularly, I assume, right?
Yeah, he texts me after and before every start, so we definitely we keep in contact.
What kind of things does he say to you now? I mean, is it stuff that's advice, or is it just more like support?
It's more so support now. He's very supportive, and he's definitely turned into a great friend for sure.
You mentioned being, how he's a hardhead. When you were moved from shortstop to the mound permanently, was that kind of one of those same instances? Like he was very much like, yeah, this is good for you, and this is what you're going to do, and you kind of like bumped up against that?
No, actually, that was my choice. He actually wanted me to keep playing shortstop, but I feel like it was a good team move to have the guy that was going to maybe get a chance to go play college ball at shortstop. And I was like, it wasn't really what I wanted to do anymore. I knew pitching was going to be my thing, especially my senior year after the notice that I was getting. So I figured that it was probably just like, I'm going to do this and let him have the experience to go out there and play. And I feel like it worked out because he went and played D1 college baseball.
Oh, that's awesome. And just real quick then, when exactly did you make that decision?
It was the summer before my senior year. I had pitched and played a little bit of shortstop, but I figured that it was probably my thing in college to be a pitcher, so that's what I decided to do.
Great. Thanks so much, Dustin.
We got time for one more. Go ahead, Jeff Wilson.
Hey, Justin, speaking of your high school days, can you go back to the day you were drafted? The Rangers picked right before you were selected. Did you have any indication or any thought that you would be selected by the Rangers?
No. We really hadn't been in much contact with the Rangers pre-draft. I mean, it was a little bit. We went to a couple workouts, but nothing really serious. It was really between the Dodgers and the Angels were my two biggest choices, what my agent said. So I'm very blessed to be where I am.
Did it surprise you that the Rangers, being that you were 30 minutes away, weren't more involved on you?
I mean, not really. I mean, going through the college recruiting process, I mean, it didn't really matter how close you were. Teams would still reach out. So with the way my agent kind of portrayed the draft and you can really go anywhere and any team can pick you no matter what the scenario is. I mean, that's kind of the way that I looked at it, and I definitely got blessed.
Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks, Dustin. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.